Yeah. All I need is one mic. Yeah. All I need is one mic.
Hey everybody, welcome back to One Mic, where I watch shit so you don't have to. And today I'm here to talk about season 5, episode 4 of Rick and Morty, entitled Rickdependence Spray. I had trouble saying that the first few times I tried it before I started recording this video. I kind of struggled with that. But unlike last week, which I felt like last week's episode was a little bit uneventful, some people found some heart in there. I thought the storyline of the whole Captain Planet, Planetina, first love kind of thing was really played out. Like, someone commented like, oh, that was such a heartfelt scene, and linked me to a video where someone said it broke them or something. And I'm like, I don't understand how you can be that emotionally connected to a character that was introduced in that same episode in a storyline that is something that literally every person alive has experienced. Not alive, but like every person knows what it's like. Most people know what it's like to fall for somebody young, end up not with that person, and then being sad. Like, that's not a unique concept, and it's definitely not a concept that would play heavy with me regarding a character that was introduced in that same episode. If you want me to feel something for Morty's heartbreak, it would have to be over a character that we have seen before. And who do we have for that? Jessica. So like, I can't buy the idea that this was some sort of heartwarming, sad, emotional sequence for someone when we don't even know that character and Jessica exists within the world of this show. But that's neither here nor there. I thought this episode, following last week, I thought the first two, I think, had some sort of like a little bit extra going on. It wasn't just laughs. Last week, I kind of felt like there wasn't too much of anything there. And this week, this one was heavy on the laughs. I thought this was probably the funniest episode of the season so far. You have still a little bit extra stuff under the surface there. So you got, with Rickdependence Spray, obviously you're going to have some connections to Independence Day, which are there constantly throughout the episode. But then also you have what I thought was a cool little bit, which is the whole idea of male versus female dominance. Because you have the premise here is that you got these sperm monsters that were created from Rick having what he thought was horse sperm, and he was going to create a bioweapon to go against these chuds, these horse people. He thought, I got horse sperm. As long as it's just horse sperm, it's good. We can do this. It'll be fine. We know that Morty sperm is also in there because Morty has been fornicating with this machine at Beth's office. So since he doesn't know there's human sperm in there, he creates these sperm monsters by accident that take over. And essentially that's the Independence Day. Think of like the aliens coming here. It's like, okay, how do we handle these sperm monsters? And they do a whole lot of good stuff with like the male dominating perspective. Like, there's a great line where Summer suggested if they want to catch the sperm that they could put an egg, like a woman's egg, not an egg like a chicken egg, a woman's egg high up in the sky, and the sperm will naturally gravitate toward it. And then they have nerdy scientists, just like in Independence Day, like the Jeff Goldblum kind of character, and he says the exact same thing. She totally gets mansplained, and then Beth walks up and goes, "You became a woman today." I thought that was really, really good stuff. They did a great job of like making it so that you were to take away that the men are handling this in an incompetent fashion and being dismissive of the women, and then the women come along and handle things perfectly. They do another great line where Beth says like, "You ready to do all the work and get none of the credit?" And then and Summer says, "Let's Nancy Reagan this bitch." I thought that was a really good line too. So they did do more than just laughs. Like they gave us a little bit of finger wagging at a male chauvinistic behavior, which I always can appreciate because we don't get enough of that. I'm not even sitting here trying to like suck up to women or anything like that. It's just a fact. It's just a fact of the matter, man. Like, I cover Kevin Can F Himself on this channel as well, and there's a whole lot going on in there about the male-female dynamic, and it's just one of those things where you see it so much where women are kind of forced to take the back seat, and you even in the comments on those videos, I've had people that come through it and still try to blame the female character for her own circumstances. It's incredible how we treat women in this country or in this world. But so I'm always down for a little skewering of the male I guess nature, put it that way. But all in all, though, I think this episode was mainly built for laughs, and it provided them. Provided a lot of them. I found a lot of these. There's a lot of great one-liners in this one. There's the instance where Morty's explaining to the president over walkie-talkie that it's actually his sperm, and if they impregnate Summer's egg with this, if this sperm flies into Summer's egg, it would be and then he stops. He gets cut off by the chuds, these horse people arriving, and then Rick goes, "Incest baby." And then one of the horse people goes, "How did you know?" It plays really well because we know that Rick's finishing his sentence, but then the horse kind of misinterprets that, and the whole idea of an incest baby is like ridiculous. They see that to completion as well. So stick around after the credits for that. I also liked when Morty is just being captured, I believe, by both of them, Rick and Morty, are being captured by the leader of these sperm monsters. Rick is encased in what can only look like a pre-cum version of the carbonite that Han Solo was encased in, and I see that. I thought Han Solo, and then he called himself like Handjob Solo or something like that, and I'm like, okay, good job. We all got the reference, and you still landed the joke. Well played. But when they're first captured, Rick chastises Morty or whatever for whatever he did. You know, he calls him like a whole bunch of names, you horny pervert, something like that, right? And he's like, I know. And then he goes, "How was it?" He's like, "Fantastic." And I thought that was a great line too. And then they also had like an interesting thing, and I don't know if this was meant to be, but like if they did this on purpose, although I can't imagine I can't imagine this not being intentional. But the horse people, they're going to fight the horse people or whatever, and Rick has impregnated like the princess or whatever of these horse people, and he hops on her back to attack, and he goes, I wrote it down, "Chuddly duddly ho ho ho." And all it made me think of is like, okay, is this the new Wubba Lubba Dub Dub? I don't know, but I thought that was pretty cool too, because it just made me think of Wubba Lubba Dub Dub, which I'm sure it was meant to do that. I also liked a nice little bit of social commentary, very, very briefly, which I thought was incredibly appropriate at this time. Although it would have been appropriate at this time and at whatever time they wrote it and filmed it, or I can't say filmed it, wrote it and made it, animated it, whatever. But and to hide his secret, the scientist person brings in like a sperm that they're gonna test, and Morty's like, "Oh well, shit, they can get my DNA out of that internally, right?" We can see the worry on Morty's face, and he shoots the sperm, and then they look at him like, "What the fuck?" And he goes, "It had a gun." I thought that was a great little piece of social commentary as well. And then I like how the president always Keith David kills the president role, by the way. I really think he's great in that role. And he comes in and he says something like, "How dare you bring an armed sperm into here?" And he's like, he doesn't even have hands or something like that. Like he can't even hold a gun. But yeah, I thought this episode had a whole lot of laughs. It was a really funny one. Not the best as far as like creative concept taken to the extreme, like the first episode, and it doesn't have like a whole lot of depth to it. Like I said, I liked the commentary about the he had a gun. I liked everything they did with the skewering the male chauvinist kind of behavior that we have here, and it was really funny. So. A really good episode. I still think this season is off to a very strong start. Really enjoying this one. I think that it just takes giving it a little bit more time. And when I say a little bit more time, like maybe giving it a second watch or reading something about it, because you'll inevitably catch things that you missed the first time, or if you're reading about it, you'll read about things that you missed, and I think that adds an extra layer of enjoyment to the episodes to kind of look at it and go, oh right, that makes sense now. I hope I can provide that for some of you guys sometimes. That you go like, oh yeah, that's what that meant. Not in this video, but I hope I do it every now and then. But especially on the videos that cover more serious shows. But yeah, really solid episode, and I'll see you guys next week for episode 5. Peace.